Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really profound journey, I think. It's into a family saga that reveals these, well, often unseen connections between our choices, our environments, and, our destinies.
Exactly. It's quite a story. And it's drawn from the intimate details of a personal case study documented in an audio source you shared.
That's right. So, our mission for this deep dive is to unpack this intricate web of karmic influences shaping the lives of a father, a grandfather, and a sister.
hmm And it's designed to be a sort of shortcut, really, to understanding some deep insights into choices, consequences, and personal evolution.
And what a journey it promises to be for you. We'll go from the raw intensity of the boxing ring
Yeah, quite a contrast.
to the quiet halls of spiritual awakening. We'll uncover some surprising facts and I suspect more than a few aha moments about the subtle forces guiding things that seem totally unrelated.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay, so we begin with the father's story. Pretty incredible. Born into a middle-class agricultural family down in Songkhla.
hmm Standard farming background.
Yeah. And after middle school, his grandfather sends him off to study agriculture in Trang.
Right. But while he's living in a dormitory there, youthful energy, it leads him to a boxing camp.
And a coach spots him.
Immediately
Yeah.
sees that fighting spirit, that resilience, and takes him on.
Now, this camp sounds pretty intense. Strict rules.
Extremely strict. Get this, absolutely no alcohol, no smoking. The coach was apparently adamant, saying those habits just lead to fatigue, poor endurance
And that stuck with him.
for life. This early discipline, it had an astonishing impact. The father never once tried alcohol or cigarettes. Even now, it set a real foundation.
That's powerful. And he didn't just dabble in boxing, right? He really mastered it.
But absolutely. It
Yeah.
wasn't just about brute force, It
Mhm.
demanded strategy, technique.
Like the Mai Muay Thai.
Exactly. The core techniques the coach taught them one by one. Mastery before moving on.
And most boxers learn how many? 5.
Yeah, about 5.
Yeah.
And they're considered ready to fight. But his dedication, exceptional. He learned all 12.
All 12. That says a lot about his commitment level.
It really does. And he competed often, didn't he?
Big
Amateur
deal.
fights, festivals.
Yeah. New Year, Loy Krathong. Places where gambling was common.
And the consistency was just remarkable. Always won by knockout.
Always in the second round, like a signature move.
Exactly. That kind of dominance gets you noticed.
For sure. He became this renowned figure in Trang boxing, earned that famous nickname,
Kanan Squick. Look, Prapirun.
which means
Sound of battle. Son of Prapirun. Prapirun is related to agriculture, rain. Fitting for his background.
right, and he was so dominant they had to bring in fighters from other areas.
Yeah, nobody in Trang could match him. They brought in a top fighter from Yala for this big match.
Yeah.
Still won. Knockout. Just
Yeah.
undeniable prowess.
Okay, so after reaching such heights in the ring, why did he step away?
Well, studies finished, he moved to Bangkok for more education. Found another boxing camp pretty quickly, under Phra Kanong Bridge.
But someone found out.
A relative he was staying with, yeah. Discovered the boxing and strictly forbade it. Threatened to send him home if he didn't focus on studies.
Ouch. So that was it.
From that day, yeah. He hung up his gloves, as they say. Left amateur boxing for good.
Interesting how life can shift like that. But the fighting inclination, it didn't vanish.
Not entirely. It just shifted forms. He moved on to cockfighting, bullfighting.
Started breeding his own animals for it.
He did. Though the source notes he was, quote, luckily not rich enough to start his own gambling den. He also raised Javanese turtle doves.
So from human combat to animals, but then another huge shift happens.
A really profound one. After encountering Watfra Dhammakaya, he completely abandoned the bullfighting and cockfighting. Just stopped.
What triggered that?
He apparently confessed later that he'd always seen these things, boxing, bird rearing, the animal fights, as just, sports. Part of the local culture, even promoted by tourism.
But the teachings changed his view.
Specifically hearing the teachings of Kru Mayai, teacher grandma.
Oh.
He had this realization. The animals don't willingly participate in these sports or this culture.
That's a huge insight. And he also reflected on boxing differently.
Yes, he started thinking about the loser. Even if there's no personal grudge, the loser suffers not just physical pain, but deep emotional pain. Public scorn from bettors who lost money, while the winner gets all the praise.
And that resonated with his own past.
Deeply. It brought the suffering into sharp focus, connecting his own experiences with this new empathetic lens provided by the teachings.
Wow. And as a sign of this massive shift, He changed his name,
Discarded the old fighting title, Kanang Subik, and adopted Kanetluk Pratham,
which means,
Kanet, son of the Dharma, a complete re-identification
yeah,
from son of battle to son of the teachings.
incredible transformation. So connecting this to the dharmic side, why the fighter's path in the first place?
Well, the teaching suggests his past life.
Mhm.
Born into an agricultural society where these things, boxing, cockfighting, bullfighting, were just commonplace, he got used to them.
And there was something else, a prayer.
Yes. While doing traditional offerings, he specifically prayed to be a skilled boxer.
Ah, okay, so that explains the success only in fighting. And maybe the lack of wealth.
Exactly. His focus, his aspiration was channeled there. The relative lack of wealth is attributed to maybe less generosity in past lives, and his mind being so preoccupied with fighting, it shows how specific our past intentions can be.
That precision is really something. What about his future, his later life? He dedicated his kids to the Sangha, right?
Yes, a powerful act. The merit from his children's spiritual work essentially provides for him, ensuring he won't face hardship in old age. It's like a shared karmic safety net.
Family actions creating ripples.
Definitely. And there's more. His participation in that initiative, pour alcohol, burn cigarettes, world's first mosque.
Encouraging people to quit vices.
Right. That sets up another positive program for the future.
Yeah.
Rebirth into good, moral families, societies free from vice, virtuous friends, even spiritual attendants in heavenly realms.
And he's also advised to make amends for the past animal harm.
Yes. Make extensive donations. Offer merit specifically to the animals he harmed, purifying those past actions.
Okay, let's shift focus now to the grandfather, his legacy and the karmic accounting there. He was a farmer.
Yes. Raised and sold hundreds of animals.
Yeah.
Pigs, goats, sheep, cows, buffalo. A large-scale operation.
But also respected in the community.
Oh, yes. Practiced traditional merit-making, didn't gamble, drink, or smoke cigarettes, though he did smoke these bijat leaves, a local thing.
And forward-thinking, loved reading.
Constantly seeking knowledge, yeah. Which led to him being elected president of the local Goat and Sheep Breeders Association, a role he apparently relished.
Then things took a difficult turn. His illness.
Mid-2003, pneumonia. And before going to the hospital, he gave very clear instructions.
Right, the dying wish. If things weren't improving, bring him home. And absolutely no invasive procedures, no tubes, no lines.
Explicit instructions. But this became incredibly challenging in the hospital. He soon needed a breathing tube through his nose.
And the family found that distressing, the comparison to tethering animals.
Deeply distressing. And his cough, it sounded eerily like a goat's cry, just added to the unease.
Then the doctor suggested a tracheotomy.
A throat incision to help breathing. And this just pushed the family into this awful dilemma.
Torn between honoring his wish and trying to save him.
Exactly. One group, take him home, respect his wish. The other, no, full medical intervention, do the tracheotomy. Driven by love, of course, but opposing views.
And the intervention group won out.
Their view prevailed, yes. He had the tracheotomy, passed away 2 days later.
Leading to lasting blame within the family.
Sadly, yes. The first group felt he suffered needlessly right at the end. A really heartbreaking situation.
It really is a tough story. So let's unpack the karmic side. The cause of the pneumonia, the difficult end.
According to the teachings, it was the direct karmic result of his livelihood. Raising animals, exposing them to the elements sun, wind, rain, and ultimately selling them for slaughter. That karma ripened at the end of his natural lifespan.
Manifesting as that specific illness and struggle.
Precisely.
And his journey after death, where did he go?
He was reborn as a Jatu Maharajika. That's a lower heavenly realm deity, specifically of the Aksa lineage like powerful nature spirits in Buddhist lore.
A Yaksha deity.
A middle-ranking one with a silver palace, apparently.
And he has a message for the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
From that realm, he wants more merit for a better existence. So the family should dedicate merit to him often. But the most important message, repeated urgently.
What is it?
Be reconciled, be reconciled. He implores his children and grandchildren to resolve their differences, to be unified. A clear plea from the other side to heal those divisions.
That's incredibly direct. And his role as president of the Breeders Association. Did that have karmic weight?
It did. While it brought him honor in life, it also subtly bound him to a karmic cycle involving panatipada.
Taking life. Because of the nature of the association.
Exactly. The source draws this fascinating contrast. Imagine if he'd been president of building Heisnier glass pillars. Totally different karmic outcome. It really highlights how the nature of our work and leadership impacts future lives.
Interesting. And not all deities in those realms have attendants.
Right. It depends entirely on their accumulated merit. Some might be attendants themselves, some have few, some many. It shows the incredible detail and individual accounting of merit.
Good point. And the family's decision about the tracheotomy was that bad karma for them.
No, the teachings are clear on this. Their intentions were good, driven by a desire to save him. It wasn't considered bad karma for them.
So the difficulty arose from his karma.
Yes. His own karma from, forcing and constraining animals in his livelihood manifested as that difficult situation, that need for the invasive procedure. So the message is, don't blame each other. Focus on unity just as he wished.
Crucial distinction between intent and outcome there. Okay, let's move to the sister. Another remarkable journey. From rebellious youth
Quite rebellious, yeah.
to dedicated devotee. So from elementary school through university, she was running with a tough crowd.
Consistently, yes. Friends who neglected studies, drank, smoked. Some even used drugs. A really unruly group.
And it wasn't just hanging out, there were fights.
Often. They'd skip class, socialize. But the group was frequently involved in gang fights. The male friends were the main combatants, usually.
And the sister's role.
She and the other female friends would provide first aid or sometimes even supply weapons like 2x4s, chair legs. And on many occasions, she actually got directly involved in fighting rival groups herself.
Wow, that paints a vivid picture.
Turbulent is the word, yeah.
But underneath all that, there was something else. An inclination towards spirituality.
Yes, despite all the rebellion, she apparently had this fundamental pull towards meditation and merit-making, even from childhood. Quite the paradox.
It really is. So how did she end up at Dhammakaya?
Her brother, the narrator of the case study, kept inviting her. For over 10 years.
10 years. Persistent.
Very. She finally agreed in 2003, basically just to get him off her back and the nagging.
Huh. So she went reluctantly. And the family was shocked.
Utterly astonished. They just couldn't imagine this troublemaker as they saw her stepping foot in a temple.
So she gets there just to appease her brother. What happened next?
Well, the start was incredibly tough. The adjustment from her wild lifestyle was huge. She apparently cried every single day during the initial training period.
That sounds intense, but she stuck with it.
Gradually, yeah. She adapted. Met what the source calls wise friends, started watching the Dream of Dreams program daily.
And then another surprise for the family.
A big one. After finishing the training, she announced she was leaving home to dedicate her life to working for the temple, aspiring to build barami, spiritual perfections, until the end of Dharma.
What a turnaround. And there was a physical aspect, too, something about hives.
Yes, she'd frequently suffered from hives and leg pain, but the hives just disappeared. Mysteriously vanished after she did a specific merit-making activity, cleaning the grandma's dining hall.
That's striking. Physical healing linked to a specific action. So, okay, let's dig into the karma. This mix of rebellion and spirituality, her friends, this whole path. Where did the rebellion come from?
Again, past life roots. In a previous life, she was also the narrator's sister. He was a noble son who became a monk, alongside a king, actually.
And she?
She had a very difficult married life back then. Her brother, the monk, eventually guided her towards understanding life's truths, and she ended up returning to the Sangha, dedicating herself to practice.
And her friends in this life, the ones who joined the temple early, too.
They connect back to that past life as well. She met two close friends, then housewives, like her, who were also deeply disillusioned with married life.
And they made a vow together.
A powerful one. Weeping before the Buddha, they vowed to be born young in future lives, dedicated to spiritual practice from an early age, specifically avoiding married life.
So that explains their closeness now and joining the temple early.
Exactly. But and even with that strong aspiration, she still carried this residue, what the teachings call a kupkukam.
A rebellious streak.
Yeah, a kind of deep-seated troublemaker disposition from other past actions. It needed to play out, to manifest, before her spiritual path could fully open.
So actions set programs, intended or not.
That's the key idea. Physical, verbal, mental, they all create these blueprints for the future.
Okay, so the physical issues, the hives, the leg pain, also karmic.
Correctly. The hives linked to past alcohol use, leading to rough skin. Leg pain.
From her fighting.
Specifically from using harsh language.
Kind of.
Physically kicking opponents, the source mentions kicking them, and even just condoning or cheering on fights, supplying those weapons like the 2x4s.
Yeah.
Very specific cause and effect.
Wow. So advice for her now, given her past and current path.
Well, looking back, the narrator was a monk, The parents and sister were supply lines, general supporters. Now she's upgraded to the inner circle of the Sangha. So the advice is, dedicate fully, build those perfections, avoid irritability, keep a clear mind, and speak only kind words. Really cultivate that new path.
And her friend's karma, the overseas one with language skills.
In a past life, she was a cultivated young woman, good family, loved singing. That innate talent just carried over, making her good with languages. Singing, an excellent speaker now.
And the domestic friend, the international coordinator.
Her story goes back to a Buddha Antar, an era between Buddhas. She was a housewife then, studied Dharma, became completely disenchanted with lay life.
Made an aspiration.
An earnest one. To join the temple early in future lives and spread the teachings far and wide. Explains her early entry now and her joy in the international coordinator role.
But she was still born female.
Yes, despite aspiring to avoid lay life, a residual sexual karma from past lives caused her to be reborn as a woman again. Shows how even strong vows can be subtly influenced by lingering karmic traces.
What a truly fascinating, intricate set of stories we've explored.
Absolutely.
So just to recap, we've journeyed through this deeply personal family saga, seeing how events that seem so separate, boxing, farming, rebellion, devotion, are all intricately linked by these underlying karmic principles.
It really underscores the impact of, well, everything. Deliberate choices, yes, but also those unexamined actions like maybe the grandfather's business, which seem normal but carry that specific weight.
Right, so the key takeaway isn't just about looking back, is it?
Not at all. It's really about empowering you, the listener, to make more conscious, wiser choices now in this life, to actively shape a better future for yourself and for others you care about. We see the father and sister actively rewriting their karmic scripts,
It's a powerful thought. So, as we consider how deeply our actions, our aspirations, even maybe our casual habits can set programs for future experiences, here's something to ponder. What insights might you gain for your own life's journey from these stories? And maybe what intentional programs might you choose to cultivate starting right now?
Definitely food for thought.
Something to consider until our next deep dive.